further into the game and actually even it out.
Monster came up with some huge taunt flashes for the extended engage, but it was by no means an easy win for TSM. This is definitely pretty scary. Let's take a look here. Syndra already off the table, and they are definitely focusing mid lane.
Lee Sin is still open, a massive pick for both junglers, especially with Ivern gone. It's huge for Svenskeren. Likely first pick, unless Lulu is
And
open.
Lulu, yeah, I was gonna say, that's the other one right up there with it.
But I think if Lulu Karma are both open, you can trade those two and still first pick Lee Sin. It's very rare we see both teams actually, a team take both Lulu and Karma. So they might, on TSM side, want to ban one of them. So say, you know what, you pick between Lee Sin and that one support that's left open. Saying it's going to be the Malzahar. They take the Lulu, it's been the #1 priority pick at this turn. But Svenskeren should get his Lee Sin now, which is big for TSM.
So Karma Lee Sin, is that what you're expecting here?
That is definitely what I'm expecting, yes.
And then what does Flash Wolves do to reply?
That is a big surprise. Wow.
Now, to be fair, Ezreal has been banned a lot throughout the course of the tournament.
But this is Betty. Betty, the Ashe, the Varus, the Jhin player. Like he has some games on Ezreal, so it is possible that they would take away the Ezreal, but I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't think it was likely. And
Wow.
Lee Sin has been such a pivotal pick. TSM must have something up their sleeves with this. I don't know.
It's either the Graves for Svenskeren and they're saying, you know, we want this just as much. Ooh, the Fizz flex pick coming in here in first place is also very good. Both mid lane and top lane, possible locations for it. And it makes it difficult because if you don't try and counterpick the Fizz, or if you do try and counterpick the Fizz in one lane, they can just swap it to the other one and then pitch that pool, like ban out those targets here and those champions. This is what is the most likely scenario, the Graves coming in, but it is an interesting trade, giving away the #1 pick for your jungle.
In the end as well, though, remember that Karma could be flex mid and could go just fine into the Fizz. So Flash Wolves technically would have to reveal which lane the Fizz is going into first if TSM save their mid lane / support pick for last.
Possible would most likely mean then a tank top lane for Hansa if they have to show his pick early and save that last pick for support.
Does Galio make it through phase 2 bans? Is that removed from the kit here?
The thing is, I really like Fizz into Galio. Some people are like, oh yeah, you can just farm and you're gonna have to watch out. But kill pressure of Fizz onto Galio to me is definitely always a scary thing.
I wonder if Hansa wants to take the Galio himself as a blind pick. Gragas is still open as well, which has been a very standard blind pick. And of course the Shen that he did play earlier today against Flash Wolves.
Few seconds left before Flash Wolves ban away their first phase 2 ban. It is a Jace, one of those solo lane options that Bjergsen used to great effect a few times this tournament already. TSM, one more ban. I mean, Ashe is still up. They banned Cogmore, so...
I mean, it's either Ashe or Varus.
Yeah, I'd rather get rid of Ashton. I think it's been the best pick for Betty. Definitely a champion he's been standing out on a little bit. Interesting, again, from
So
TSM.
what does TSM do in your mind? What, these bans
Well,
quite
okay, so
surprising.
where we are focusing very heavily on Betty himself as a player and his history, TSM are focusing very heavily on the first pick, Lulu. Obviously, they're banning out champions that work well with the Lulu for the hyper scaling for a late game, but to me, like, Betty's comfort means more than that.
Exactly, and it's not like, Betty had the one game on Twitch where he didn't really do anything. Like, it was not a good pick for him at all. And Flash Wolves have absolutely no reason to start putting him on these, like, super scaling carries. They should play more for late game, which is what they did earlier today, where they did get an advantage, both against Gigabyte Marines and TSM. So TSM are definitely banning out, what fits together as a combo, as you highlighted, Kobe. I don't feel like they're really hitting Flash Wolves with these bans, and this Ezreal takeaway either. That is the big surprise to me, that they're giving so many good picks over to Flash Wolves and not getting a whole lot in return.
No surprise. They'll be able to take the Ashe here.
And that'll be not a surprise to anybody. All right, Flash Wolves have to reveal. Fizz top into Shen doesn't sound terrible to me.
Yep, definitely just put Fizz top right now. You don't need to risk him as his mid lane pick, so I think this makes perfect sense for Flash Wolves. Now, Lucian mid was just played. Will be a triple 80 carry comp if that is the case for TSM. Against Talia, though, Ryze is actually a strong pick. Bjergsen could definitely take that one, and then you have Ryze and Shen as your two split pushers. Ezreal holding mid lane.
And that would be the more traditional answer, wouldn't it?
Definitely
And that's
would
what's
be.
locked in. So, pretty much standard here for TSM. Comfort picks for Flash Wolves, but Bjergsen, remember yesterday, skirting around the outside of fights with that Rise, applying a really big threat zone multiple times.
So much threat bottom lane for Flash Wolves here. Maple can roam very easily. Karsa early game on Lee Sin, and the Fizz to split and teleport.
I really like the TSM late game team fight though with their composition. Yes, we were kind of questioning when they pick certain champions and why they would ban out these 80 carries, but not actually removing comfort picks from Flash Wolves, but they end up with a very strong comp anyway. Just not a comp that they have been actually shining on. If we look at this tournament, one Ezreal game only, barely any Graves games has been successful for such
One thing that does go in TSM's favor though, their performances today have been a marked improvement. They've been much cleaner. They've made less mistakes. Svenskeren hasn't been caught out. Wild Turtle's not been caught out. So if that upward trajectory continues and TSM can play a clean game, this team composition has all of the tools necessary to take down the Flash Wolves.
This is it. Last stop here for TSM and the Flash Wolves. Who will get the number 4 seed? Who will get that first seed for Worlds?
Pool 1 seed is on the line. 4 wins and 6 losses apiece. Puts you 4th or 5th here at MSI 2017. It's Flash Wolves taking on Team Solo Mid. A tiebreaker for the right to a Pool 1 seed. And a fight with SK Telecom next week in the semifinals. And I'm stoked that there are still fans here in Rio. This is the 7th game in a row. Public transportation will be closing in the not too distant future, and there's still diehards here making noise, chanting TSM already.
Let's see, bot lane right now, both supports running Ignite here to obviously try and get a bit more value in the laning phase. I think this is something we actually see a lot from the LMS region, and Bifrost are matching it right now. Definitely do not want to start losing early on against this Flash Wolves comp, because then when you're getting pushed to your tower in the bot lane, Talia comes in with a wall. The Sin will gank you onto that tower, and then you will die and lose the first down. So TSM, very important, they do not start falling behind here in the early game, because their comp will scale really well. But it's easy for Flash Wolves with their comp to snowball.
We've seen those top lane fizzes without Flash punished several times this tournament already. Graves, Shen, Rise is tools available to TSM if they want to put pressure on MMD, who has been one of the weaker links on the Flash Wolves squad.
Yeah, this is definitely, you know, live and die by the Ignite top. It's one of his greatest strengths and the punishable weakness. The Ignite definitely gives you huge advantage for the 1 versus 1 or even the 2 versus 2 skirmishes. But that lack of flash can be your downfall.
Taking a look at the previous stats as some trading is going on. Of course, remember, both of these teams won a game against one another. Goal difference of 20, goal difference at the end. Earlier today, no Barons for TSM. Didn't need it. Still managed to pick up those wins.
Probably would have liked one, but Mabel stole that away on Syndra. Not possible in this game. Syndra for him was banned away in the first phase. I think a smart ban.
Yeah.
Take away one of his best picks. Talia though has actually been fairly good this tournament. We've seen a lot of games where Talia's been, you know, getting early kills and then also in team fights, able to kind of find that one target with the knockback.
Exactly, and even beyond the team fights, objective focus here. We've seen some very good walls, even from Maple specifically, cutting people off from turrets, able to get a huge amount of DPS and moving those down. Not to mention, like you said, the roaming possibilities.
Now this matchup here, Bjergsen versus Mabel, Rise versus Talia. One of the reasons Rise is considered good here is the lane phase is pretty easy for him. Like, he gets to just kind of sit here, farm, scale up towards the mid game, where he can really start dealing a lot of damage. And then actually stole that one. Unlucky for TSM that it actually moved all the way up to the mid lane, where maybe take it.
Well, you say unlucky, you can corral the Scuttle Crab and you know, herd him away from that. Svenskeren did not count on the fact that there was a ward in the jungle for Flash Wolves. That's why Maple was able to pull off that cheeky kill.
One hit from dying though, but so mid lane again. Another thing that Ryze will add, this is something you talked about, Trevor, you know, before, how it can be hard to kind of move around against Aaliyah. Well, when you have Ryze ulti, you can use that to get over walls if you get blocked off when you're trying to defend. See bot lane.
All right, flash for flash. Betty cannot break the tether. Flash forward from Svenskeren, as well as Biofrost. Betty goes down. First blood to Svenskeren.
Oh, the coordination there with TSM bottom lane. Turtle pulls a heal for Biofrost to keep in range of the tether, just barely, and they come up with the first blood.
And this is the clean TSM play we talked about. The coordination on TSM. That's not a statement we've said many times in the previous games.
Such a good setup and easy for Svenskeren to just jump over the wall, get in there, take down Betty early. And that's important now, especially to kill over to Svenskeren on this Graves. Give this man some confidence.
After losing his Scuttle Crab.
Losing that skull, takes your life instead. Trades for the AD carry.
Definitely worthwhile. MMD's returned to the top lane already. Picked up that Dark Seal alongside the Corrupting Potion. While Hornster just continues to farm up with that Dawn Shield.
And I remember this flash will be down. Once we get the Shen ulti available, you can see Hornster use ulti bot side. You can see Bjergsen roam down. You can see another gank from Svenskeren. Like, there's so many ways for TSM to punish this AD carry without flash now for the next few minutes.
That's definitely something the Flash Wolves have to watch out for. And to your point from last game, Deficial, we were talking about the different Ezreal builds. Turtle this time, after that kill, he's got the assist. They've gone for the tier build. So this is a bit looking more to the future rather than instant power right now.
So just time with the back from him, had enough gold to just get it, and then one extra potion right there. Actually might have been just a starting potion, just had enough to straight up get the tier. Definitely is worth it in now. Again, Hornster level 6 is what we're looking for. Maybe another return gank from Graves as well.
He does use the teleport back to the top lane to keep pressure up there.
Yeah, because right now the dream scenario for Hornster, MMD, as I instantly mute myself when I say that. But the dream scenario for Hornster is that MMD goes back to base, uses his TP back to lane, so that there's no global from Flash Wolves to go to that bottom side.
Ooh.
That's why he wants to try and force, you know, a little bit of a fight and see if he can, you know, really pressure MMD now. But it is difficult against Fizz up in this lane.
Yeah, Hornster started that trade well, but a lot of damage in the back end from MMD.
Other things to keep in mind, there are a couple deep wards that Flash Wolves have been able to get into the blue quadrant of TSM during that little excursion. So they're tracking Svenskeren right now. Meanwhile, Karsa, knowing Svenskeren is on that bottom side, is going for the dive onto Haunter, who's been seen here on this ward.
Shadow Dash is available, so is Flash. Haunter needs to outplay Karsa. There's no support from MMD. Sonic Wave and Resonating Strike connect, and Haunter's able to get away.
Karsa not level 6, but he knows, again, bot lane is where the play will happen from TSM. He wants the tower.
Yeah, and this is huge zoning on the top side, so TSM has to move bottom quickly.
All right, Realm Warp coming in for Bjergsen. Stand United is being channeled onto Biofrost. Betty's going to get rooted. No flash, remember. He gets taken down. Biofrost traded 1-for-1. Chum the waters onto Svenskeren. Dodges away from the rest of TSM. MMD, no flash. Still holding on to that Ignite. The autos from Svenskeren tagging the minions. It's 1-for-1.
This whole time, Lee Sin is left on the top side, but TSM can power down the secondary turret in trade. First turret gold does go over to the Flash Wolves, and they're backing up from Maple.
They're not minions, and Maple shows up, and they know, okay, we can't actually take another fight near this tower here. They went all in for the one kill on Betty.
Such an intelligent move from Karsa to go punish Haunter for that trade up on the top side. Not only did they deny a large amount of minions, but also that first turret gold.
Simply knowing that he can't really go bot lane due to Shen ulti, so he can only make something happen on top side. Early start is fine. Bjergsen gets into the fight, but nice flash from Sword Art here, and is not able to follow up and get more.
Exactly, and it's only a 1-for-1 kill trade there.
And of course, Flash Wolves, they had all the practice in the world about being dove between turrets against the Marines just 2 games ago. This time round, costs them a death. They get one in reply and Tower First Blood. It's a lead for Flash Wolves early.
Now, TSM are sitting with a wave right in front of Haunter's turret on the top side. Will MMD look to force the other side of the map, or will he actually extend up here? They have a little bit of vision for him, but it does become difficult to decide where he's going to apply his pressure next.
A lot of different possibilities there actually. A lot of guys will then recall and then like run straight to the bottom lane for like a lane gank, or maybe look for gank mid, which is what he's doing right now.
And Bjergsen should be hovering to the bottom side.
Oh yeah, he should know. Okay, Fizz can't really be top lane right now because this lane is pushed in. Just watch out. He's gonna be somewhere on the map trying to, you know, set up a gank.
And the freeze is starting to break already as Hunter is pushing out now, so that will attract MMD to go for minions.
MMD still marginally ahead of Haunter. CS-wise, no tower for Haunter is going to complicate matters, and Flash Will's pretty comfortable where they are.
Yeah, now you have to look at a Taliyah ulti. It can be used bot lane. There's no TP from Haunter to go down and help them. Kasa is level 7, so a quick Taliyah ulti bot side with the Lee Sin, that's enough to get 1 or 2 kills, or at least force TSM back and play like very, very defensive on the bottom side.
We've seen how many times that Weaver's wall has been instrumental in securing objectives, while Turtle doing his best to push the minion wave away and deny or delay a potential bottom lane play.
And that is a crucial point, Trevor, pushing out the minion waves, because the Flash Wolves, the timers on the teleports are coming up quicker for TSM, so they have to be very careful about how hard they push on this point.
It is hard for Bjergsen though to kind of follow Taliyah, not only because of course the ulti from Taliyah, but also because of River. There's
Coming in again.
No vision.
Right, Enchanted Crystal Arrow from Betting needs to find a target. It's fired and dodged away from. Kasa can't find Wild Turtle in the right direction, and he takes a lot of damage in collateral.
That was huge for TSM right now because they have Shen's cooldowns ready. He's going to go for another fight. Haunter might even try and get a solo kill.
So doing a great job with that Spectre's Cowl.
And that extra lead on the top side
But
could be
TSM should
crucial.
force bot. TSM
Exactly.
should force it.
He has the stand united. They can use that lead on top and force elsewhere.
But they're not doing it. They're not pulling the trigger yet. Team Solo Mid still trailing in objective. Svenska has opted for the Dragon instead.
That's one way of forcing it. MMD has gone all the way and healed off of his corrupting potion, though. He doesn't have the teleport to answer, so no contest.
Yeah, this is definitely fine for TSM getting that Drake early. Ocean Drake is good for the laning phase, and it will still continue despite losing that top lane tower.
So TSM, despite being behind in gold, they've got themselves one of the first objectives. Haunter is doing so well in the one-on-one. That's why Flash Wolves made it a 2-on-1. Seismic shove to get out of the Spirit's Refuge, and Maple gets his first of the game onto Haunter.
So much focus, you know, bottom side from TSM is leaving Haunter alone top lane, and Flash Wolves, they know, okay, we don't actually want to play away from the global, we just attack the global itself. Done it twice now. Got 1 kill the last time they got a tower.
Yeah, and that's a really hard 2v1 to outplay right there. Hunter kind of has to wait until Maple jumps off of the wall to make his decision. But once it goes a little bit early, and as soon as he uses his dash and sees Maple get off on that side, he saves his flash.
Gonna hold on to it for the next time they engage. TSM down 1,500, control wards littering both teams' inventories, and you know, it's an interesting situation to be in. Flash Wolves considered to be one of the pre-tournament finalist favorites. TSM considered to be in the 5th seed. And both of them now doing battle for that final playoff spot. There's a lot on the line these guys to think about.
Huge objective as well is the deep wards that Flash Wolves keep up. Sword Art and Karsa work really well together to keep this blue quadrant lit up. And that's why there's always so much pressure down here on the bottom side for TSM.
I just love always watching the river when it's Flash Wolves, and the amount of control wards they use to always guarantee how they can just move from lane to lane so easily. Like whenever Maple walks out of vision mid, Bjergsen needs to call, okay, watch out top lane, watch out bot lane. I can't actually see Taliyah right now. And when you don't have vision, you can't follow either. It just means Bjergsen needs to take a much longer route to get to the bottom lane compared to Taliyah, who steps into the river, uses her ulti, and then she can join a side lane fight.
Man, the vision from Flash Wolves setting up a potential dive. Kasa was actually moving through the jungle. TSM backed away. Teleports available for MMD and Haunter at this time.
Let's remember again, if Flash Wolves are constantly looking bot lane, TSM will be ready for it. Then Flash Wolves can once again just change it to top. Because getting Fizz more kills is definitely a huge thing for them, because Fizz will win that side lane split push. That is always something to look for. TSM can only really force the play on the bottom side. Flash Wolves can look to 2 different lanes.
Trying to get flashbacks from earlier today where Flash Wolves just crept ahead marginally. And it was around the Baron plays where TSM were able to, you know, find some opportunities back in, and then finding off picks with their team composition. And it's definitely got a flavor of it this time around as well.
But much like earlier today, TSM makes it to the late game. Despite being down a bit in gold, their composition is really, really strong. And they can definitely then still turn it around.
Cars has been seen on his red buff, but TSM have to be wary about pulling this trigger.
Yeah, Sharo's available for Betsy as well. A lot of summoner spells, but it's just a push and pull at the moment. Mid, bottom, top. You can see Horns are pretty comfortable, a little bit behind his Tribush, despite some attempts from MND to get in his face. Wild Turtle, Mystic Shot comes down. Blair the Rune King pulled by Betty, and Wild Turtle no sustaining his kit yet, so he really needs Bifrost around for the shield.
Hard to win that trade for Betty when your Q is not fully stacked up. But once again, remember, Flash Wolves have that top lane winning. That is just another lane in their favor. And that's why they're playing defensive on the bottom side, only going for something if they know they have everyone around, because then Shen will also judge.
Oh, they're looking mid for the dive now. Bjergsen has to be careful here. Sven's in the area.
That's a risky one, though, against that Shen ulti on the tower against a champion that is stacking HP early, like Rise here. Might get a fight, though.
Get out from under the tower. Unraveled Earth comes down. That's going to slow down Bjergsen's entrance. He's ghosted and flashed already. Overload catches him. Chum the Waters tags Bjergsen. Enchanted Crystal Arrow flies wide. Doesn't catch anyone from the NALCS. Svenskaren's threaded volley. Not going to be enough damage, and Maple is running out of mana and running out of work crowns.
Bottom lane is roaming up, but Turtle's going to hard push that bottom, and they won't be able to answer anything. Clean kill there for TSM.
Well executed. Stand United was used by Hornster, Ghost, and Flash for Bjergsen, but no other summoner spells.
All started with Flash was looking for that potential dive on Bjergsen, so they were already around the mid lane. Disengage just all in because he knows Shen ulti is coming.
Exactly. Flash Wolves are trying to use their deep vision here to go for a pick, but as you said, it's risky against the Shen. Haunts are able to play that front line. They do go a little bit deeper, Sven getting kind of low, but they've already fired the Ash Arrow at that point, so there's nothing left that they have to worry about.
Again, rather see Flash will then return to top lane with Talia. Try and get another kill on Monster. Then stay around here where TSM's Shen can actually shine. But now, of course, no ulti from Monster. So like these timings are always important. Like whenever Global is on cooldown, you know you have a window of a certain amount of minutes where, okay, now this guy, well, he will just TP in just like my fist. So now they're even. There's no shield coming from this Shen right here. Something Flash Wolves might be able to use to their advantage.
With Ocean Drake coming up in 20 seconds, timing windows definitely in their favor, especially because they've been able to keep TSM on the defensive in the mid lane and the bottom lane for the majority of the 16 minutes of gameplay thus far. Even CS across the board, even gold, and Flash Wolves in that even setup going for Dragon.
Again, the River, Deficio's favorite control ward set here. All three of them lined up for Flash Wolves to take this Ocean Drake.
It just makes you smile, you know? Because they do it so consistently. One of the things I noted down about Flash Wolves before was like discipline, because they keep doing it, but TSM, they're looking for top lane.
Yeah, meanwhile, you mentioned the top lane here. Rise can also head up there with the ultimate. Svenskeren going to try and push this turret down. That means the bottom side, the weak side here, does have to be careful.
And they have. Ends up being a trade here. Weaver's wall is going to lock down, flash away from TSM. Biofrost is caught and killed by Corsa. Very well played. That's the tower that's going down. That's the kill. That's secured.
The Stand United was still on cooldown there, so there's no get out of jail free for Biofrost. He does go down, and the extra kill will be handed over.
Trade towers right now, bot lane tower should go down. Betty's already on it, getting it very low. Top lane as well for TSM. So they're trading right now, always trying to cross map each other. I like the fact that Wild Turtle and Bifrost instantly tried to leave the bottom lane because they knew, okay, we're going to get attacked. Don't like the fact that Bifrost, of course, gets hit by arrow when his flash is on.
Flash is available. Svenskeren's now invading without a lot of support. Stand United is available, not going to get used by Horn. So Wild Growth comes down. MMD's trying to chase out Svenskeren. One more Urchin Strike secures it. Hornster and Sven not together on that invade.
Cost them another kill now, so 4 kills for Flash Wolves, 1 on Fizz. It's important, of course, for the future of the split push.
The power of this Talia as well, the roaming pressure here to both sides. has really outdone that of the Rise early on. See if they can turn the tides here as they move into the mid-game. Towers are starting to fall down. Very little damage here, down on the bottom side though for TSM.
And it's such a scary place to be in if you are in TSM shoes. Losing towers against a Talia, Fizz, Lee Sin, who can jump on you from anywhere at a moment's notice. Really scary place to be in. TSM have to be very on point with the defensive defense.
You're always right now just trying to stop the bleeding. You don't want to lose this mid tower as well and then have that map fully open. You want to really just try and keep this like a very slow-paced game right now. It's hard to follow Talia. I feel like to stop the Fizz.
I feel like the narrative of this MSI has been, can we survive to late game?
For some teams,
so
yeah.
So often.
Definitely so. From a
G2, TSM, pulling that one out quite a lot.
And also, let's see, Arrowmid.
Ash Arrow catches Biofrost. I think he thought he was going to catch Wild Turtle. Chum the Water secures the kill. Wild Turtle can't get over the Weaver's wall. Finally times out Summoner's Heal. Will not save him from Casa. 1, 2, 3, falling like flies.
So many kills.
That's going to be the mid-turret as well. Flash Wolf's just going to run this one home.
Haunts is the next target. Spirit's Refuge will not save you from spell damage. Maple, however, takes up overloads to the face. He's forced to flash defensively. Bjergsen's trying to stop the hemorrhaging. But TSM are down 4,000 gold.
Yeah, we just said TSM needed to stop the bleeding, and then Flash will get mid-tower 3 kills as well. Just fire an arrow from Betty. The Ashe that was not banned away. Other 80 carries were picked above it by TSM. This arrow straight on Biofrost, full on engaged from Flash Wolves. Wild Turtle really get out of this point. Will go down as well.
Yep, and they aren't even able to get the counter kill onto Karsa. Sven gets shoved into the rest of the team. Complete disaster here for TSM. Down all outer turrets, as well as the extra kill gold going over, and Flash Wolves just have to keep up the pace.
They absolutely can. Carster's got that Black Cleaver completed. Trinity Force for MMD. Phantom Dancer for Betty once again. 6 stacks on MMD's Dark Seal up in the top lane.
Tracking that again.
Oh yes, I've got to, keep Daddy the Fisher proud. see how well MMD can do. But yeah, Flash Wolves now can just play the map. 1-3-1 or 1-1-4, however they decide to assign it, it's easy.
Exactly, split it up and then bounce with the Ash Arrow and the Talia. So much mobility to look for picks here. They have the game in the perfect scenario for themselves.
Yeah, this is heaven as Talia, because no matter where you are on the map, you're technically in the right lane. Mid lane, you can then hold those waves and push out, and you can threaten both side lanes. Go to a side lane to split push, you can push it faster than anyone else, and then you can leave that lane and once again look for a roam towards in the middle lane. So no matter where you go as Talia, you're basically a threat against TSM with this wide open map, and the fact that TSM only right now sits with a little bit of defensive vision.
Now Flash Wolves are looking to use the map play and the lane assignments to score revenge for their loss earlier today to Team Solo Mid, and it now becomes a redemption story for Flash Wolves. Regaining that pool 1 seed and living up a little bit to pre-tournament hype. I mean, they took a game off SKT. Them and Team WE, the only ones to do so. And the winner of this faces SKT. So Flash Wolves, they really, really want to try face the best.
Always the weird thing about Flash Wolves. This tournament, they've not been looking very good.
No.
And yet they can beat SKT in a very, very convincing game. Just out of nowhere, they won that one, which is actually why they could force this tiebreaker against TSM. Had they lost that game, as many people would have expected, they wouldn't have this game right now. But they're going for a play.
They are indeed. Ash Arrow's going to catch up Bjergsen. Stand United will be a delayed delivery. Betty's able to escape once again on the 80 carry. That was not banned out. Reaver's Wall was used by Maple. Decided not to ride it into battle though.
Yeah, big dodge there from Flash Wolves to evade all of the ultimates coming down. With the Drake coming up as well, TSM kind of have to divert back to cleaning up the minion waves, and Flash Wolves will move in and clean up their reward.
Dragon number 2 for Flash Wolves. Ocean and Wind, Cloud. Something that we've seen a lot of today, gentlemen. None of the super spicy mountain drakes, really.
No, we've seen like one.
I think one actually
started
is
casting
interesting.
today.
I like to track those every now and again. And now Flash Wolves. Okay, outer turrets are down. They've got a couple of control wards in their inventory. We know they can play the side lanes, so now I'm looking at how deep they push their vision to set up the next plays.
Please a bit in towards where the enemy red buff is. It's kind of where you can say, okay, this line is fine. Always remember the Talia wall. When Flash was baiting Baron, TSM steps in to try and get a ward down near that Baron to try and stop them. Talia wall behind them, and it's something you can't really get out.
Exactly. Meanwhile, TSM are waiting for their cooldowns to come back up. The Shen teleport that they tried to use offensively before, trying to just farm it out until they're able to equalize those cooldowns.
We have to remember though, good uses of Ryze ult can be huge here from Bjergsen. He can be the man to obviously go in, place a ward with the team, and then use his ulti so the team can get out again. Karma doesn't really have a way otherwise, except for just flashing out. She's obviously the one bringing the wards. Bjergsen's just the bodyguard.
Alternatively, TSM can use that round warp to set up fights on Flash Wolves, who, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, but if Flash Wolves get caught in a head-to-head 5v5, I prefer the tools that TSM have in their engage. Wild growth is obviously difficult to come by, but Graves, Ryze, Shen on the front line, I mean, that's difficult to deal with when you don't have a hardcore tank.
Yeah, depends a lot on how Talia plays the fight. I mean, you see Talia fights where she's completely useless. She does almost no damage because she's just shooting Q into a tank. And then the next fight, her knockback on two guys into like tons of burst damage wins the fight.
I haven't seen very many fights where Maple is useless, though. And
yeah, I guess that's a good point.
People can be pretty confident in his play. The Flash Wolves definitely have a lot of damage here with their 4,000 gold lead.
Need a control ward in the Baron pit, just placed it now and actually found this ward here. So this is the bait we talk about, where you gotta look at Talia walls, if she can actually get in a good position to use it. TSM will be forced to use this one blue trinket on Wild Turtle at the moment.
Look at Maple coming up in the Tribush in the top. Fire Frost lingering around. There's no vision for TSM past the pit. And Betty's got that enchanted crystal arrow. If anyone gets tagged up, they could be in trouble. Svenskio's got flash available. Caster jumps in. Stand United comes down.
I love the mind games right here. Both junglers are saving the flash, saying, okay, I know you're gonna flash at some points. I'm gonna save my flash, and then they actually end up flashing at the exact same time. So Svenskio does not get kicked back. That's obviously a man who knows what the Lee Sin wants to do.
But advantage Flash Wolves because they get the Stand United out of Hornsa. Team Solo Mid, though, are able to push back the LMS representatives and now can contest this vision.
Exactly. They can still send Haunter back to take this minion wave on the bottom side, and he'll try and use his teleport to join next time, but MMD's looking to get some damage on him first.
All right, the Easter Bunny sends his regards. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to stun down Haunter, a 5-man stack. Flash over the wall. Haunter continues to run away. Seismic shove. The sun does not catch Haunter. He lives to fight another day.
Everyone bottom lane right now. Flash Wolves not really able to push the tower. They were looking for the one kill on Haunter to then set up a potential bot lane tower.
I mean, kudos to Haunter. Everything in the kitchen sink was thrown at him. Lands the flash over the wall, admittedly. Spirit Visage and Sunfire Cape, so pretty beefy. There's not a huge amount of penetration on the side of Flash Wolves.
It's by a little bit of time, Flash Wolves, but still looking at that Baron setup, like that should be their goal. You can't be indecisive around Baron, and TSM cannot do what we've seen today twice. Their 5-man recall into, oh, we kind of left Baron open, and the enemy team just took it.
Yeah. Vision needs to be worked on. TSM made the same mistake against two different teams. Now they've got that rematch against Flash Wolves.
It definitely is that dangerous game, and as they're moving in right now, you also need to have those wards for Haunter to be able to join as well. Currently trading with MMD in the bottom lane.
The rest of TSM is trading for vision. Okay, Flash Wolves very clearly invested in this vision around Baron plan. TSM currently have not made a mistake. Is it just a matter of a forced or unforced error around this half of the map, or, is MMD going to be able to break Haunter in this bottom lane at some point?
I mean, the problem for Fizz is, in terms of damage, he doesn't get much stronger than right now because he's going tank. So he's obviously going to invest more into being able to team fight. This is a good wall from Mabel to kind of force TSM away from tower, and then at least try and get a few hits on this one.
Exactly, it is those objective focused Talia walls that we talked about earlier. They actually get the shove onto Sven for a little bit of damage.
There's some chip onto the tower, but not enough to really worry TSM. It's going to take a lot more than that. By the way, 957 at Haunter and MMD are still trading on the bottom lane. MMD just backing away. Horton's actually winning that trade to the help of minions.
Look at the ridiculous amount of vision that Flash Wolves have around Baron and all the way into the red quadrant as well for TSM. This is such a scary position for TSM.
Oh, Maple gonna look for the shove. The arrow going
MMD underway.
to post. Teleport was cancelled by MMD, so he's not with his team.
Flash Wolves are making this a lot harder for themselves because they're not actually putting any threat towards Baron itself. They're just hoping to find TSM, you know, when they're running in between top lane and mid lane. But that gives TSM a lot of room to kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Disengage.
And there is a small window here for TSM where the Ash Arrow is down, one of the big means of initiation. And the next thing is the Scuttle Crab here around the Infernal Drake. They should be going for this to set up. The mobility is so key in these team fights when there's a lot of skill shots on Flash Wolves.
And Hornster's got that teleports available to him, so mobility across the map. MMD does not. He has to be with the team. That's why he's on the right-hand side of TSM.
You need to focus on the 5v5 fight over this objective and not just on the steal. Karsa's inside though.
The Weaver's War blocks up Biofrost. This keeps it in a 4v5. Svenskeren is shoved backwards and shut down by Maple. Bjergsen's looking for a target. Can't find the Overload. He's running for his life. Hornster is taken down. Sword Art takes some damage from the Overloads as Wild Turtle is turned into a Munchkin. He's managing to back away. The Infernal Drake enlisted to help out TSM.
Turtle and Bjergsen are still alive, but the Flash Wolves are able to retreat and take down the Infernal Drake.
Mabel, the MVP of the fight. Oh, he gets more.
Biofrost forced to flash defensively. 2 kills and Dragon to Flash Wolves.
So Mabel, the wall coming across here. Biofrost is out of the fight. That's support gone already. Gets a great knockback on Svenskeren as well to take him down early, and then forces another flash after.
Yeah, MMD threads the needle here on the fish. He gets in with the teleport flank, lands it on the Sven, then comes the Q from Lee Sin, then the sweep there from Betty, and they absolutely run TSM off. Biofrost, look, the support is cut off from the entire team. Nowhere near is Karma and her shields. Biofrost is up there in the jungle, unable to assist any of the members of TSM. They're just simply split apart.
Still back near the Baron. It's not really been forced yet by Flash Wolves. They've been a little bit indecisive around the Baron, but by them getting that fight near Dragon, they do pick up some more gold, and of course the Drake.
It's starting to look better and better for the Flash Wolves. 3 Dragons up. The next one is Elden, not too long after 35 minutes. Still around 4,000 gold in the lead. TSM, yes, they are scaling, but they have not been in control of this game for a very, very long time.
There's no easy wins for them in these fights, even with their composition, because Flash Wolves will have so much damage on their side. And they're starting it down, they're rushing it down.
So much damage
Nice
on
wall.
the side of Flash Wolves. Take a look at the Weaver's Wall. He's going to shut down on the back end. Ash Arrow onto Biofrost. Picked up clean by the Wolves.
See Mabel. Bjergsen, no flash though, can't really get to him, can he?
Nah, Maple has flash as well, so they're completely safe. Huge pickup for Flash Wolves here, and this could be the thing that breaks the game open for them.
I love watching Mabel on Talia, man. The way he's setting up these walls is just so beautiful. Blocks TSM from getting to that Baron, and then Kasa jumps out and kicks Svenskeren away, so no chance of a smite steal.
Exactly.
Just a
Flash
beautiful
Wolves,
setup.
3 Elemental Drakes to their name, very healthy gold lead, and Baron buff now. They can see the next stage of MSI. It's so close they could touch it.
It's such a bittersweet victory for a team. Again, I mentioned this a few times already, and you know, expectations. TSM had struggles coming in, and you know, a lot of power rankings putting them down. Flash Wolves, huge expectations, which they have simply not lived up to. And now they're going to have the greatest test of all if they close this game out, because SKT is sitting waiting for them next week.
I think they'll be looking forward to that one for sure, because again, Flash Wolves versus SKT is always close. Very exciting games, and you have a few days to prepare for it as well.
They do, especially when Flash Wolves are now 5 towers to 1. 9,000 gold up. I mean, every single metric is in favor of the Wolves as it teleports into the river.
That is far away.
This is optimistic.
They already left the bot lane, by the way. They're going top.
Yeah, went the wrong direction. Top lane tower was the focus. Nothing else on that area of the map. And
Yeah, TSM were trying to catch Flash Wolves spread out because that is their only hope, right? We've gone over all the advantages that Flash Wolves had, and the only thing TSM could look for would be a split decision.
Weaver's wall locks all of TSM away from the tower. Another flawless setup. Chum the Waters lands onto Wild Turtle and Haunter. He follows through the round warp, but he's got no GA. He's already dead. Svenskeren is the target of MMD, who pole trolls his way to victory. Wild Turtle, Arcane shifts up, trying to trade with those mystic shots over and over. But MMD's still got around 2k HP to play with. The tower's down, the base is broken. The inhibitor is next, and Flash Wolves have their eyes on the playoffs.
As you said, Trevor, it all started with that beautiful wall from Mabel. Perfectly placed to make sure the team can actually get to the tower. TSM then trying to send in just a tank, but when you're behind, that tank can't really stay in there alone. The rest of the team can follow. Easy execution like Mabel here. Perfect wall coming in. TSM, all 5 members stuck south of this tower right now.
10 out of 10 dismount as well.
Again, he does it every time. And then Haunter, the lone man in on this realm warp, picked up very quickly, and Flash Wolves don't hesitate.
The rest of TSM now starting to fall back. Flash not available just yet for Bifrost. Chum the Waters comes out. Stand United saves his life for now. The cooldown will not be available for the next pivotal team fight. 20 seconds until Baron wears off, and Flash Wolves, they've done the damage.
Yeah, 1 minute on Elder Drake right now. 3 Drakes already for Flash Wolves, so it will be a huge pickup for them. And it just gives them another objective to play around. Another objective where you force TSM out, and you can use that Talia wall to cut people off. And it's not really a 5-on-5 team fight then, if 1 or 2 guys are stuck on the other side. It's a good setup though for another
really good play from Flash Wolves. The wall cuts off TSM. This will allow Betty uncontested time. Shields coming in from Casa and Sword Art. 50% of the HP goes down. Keep your eyes on the seismic shove. Maple has had pretty good accuracy thus far. TSM doing a good job of holding, actually. Poke damage, chipping away at the Flash Wolves HP bars.
Problem is they don't have Stand United, and Haunter has to deal with the super minions on the top side, so he would just be walking down as said to try and join the fight if Flash Wolves continue to pressure. They're gonna wait for the Elder Dragon though, and TSM, just the possibilities of going to contest this Elder Dragon is so low.
Not even going to be able to steal a True Shot Barrage. Look at that Baron power play. 6,300. And they got everything from TSM.
They did a great setup. Flash Wolves.
Yeah.
They get the towers in here. They get Elder Drake on the way out. Like, that's a perfect ending to a Baron power play. Oh, on the way out, let's take an Elder Drake.
Yeah, set yourselves up nicely for the next Inhibitor Tower siege, and Flash Wolves. When the Flash Wolves have a sizable lead, generally play well.
This is a sizable, Trevor.
Oh,
very sizable.
Very sizable indeed. LMS versus the NALCS, and Flash Wolves on the verge of knocking out TSM.
See how they use the buff right now. Another good timing for Flash Wolves is when they're done using the Elder Drake buff, Baron will spawn.
Yep.
Go down and just set up for Baron instead.
I'm going to say calculated.
They time it perfectly.
There we go. You know, it was intentional. They planned it around that way. Either way, they're making use of it. GA is available for MMD if it wasn't difficult enough to deal with.
Oh, we've seen this one before.
We have indeed. This time, however, the tower will most likely fall down. Haunter goes for the Flash Taunt engage. Collateral damage, tags Flash Wolves, but it's Haunter that's down. TSM are on the retreat. Svenskeren forced to dash over. There's MMD, goes over with the playful Trickster, looking for the Urchin Strike. Gonna get Svenskeren. MMD's on a killing spree. Betty flashes forward. The Inhibitor they don't even care about. They're looking for the kills.
And the Flash Wolves chase down Turtle for the ace and the next spot.
Team Solo Mid are destroyed! Flash Wolves ace them! Take the Nexus turrets, take the Nexus, and Flash Wolves advance to the semi-finals!
Mabel on Talia in this game right now. Had so many good ropes, so many good walls to set up objectives. And as soon as Flash was getting a small advantage, we kept talking about it in-game, you know, the use of control wards just to get full control of the map. And TSM could only really go towards the bottom lane with this Shen ulti.
Huge pressure all game long from the Flash Wolves. they're able to draw out so many advantages.
Really nice draft. We talked a lot about it earlier on in the game in Champ Select as well, how they got some of these comfort picks. Lulu first pick coming in, of course, Lee Sin for Kaza. MMD got his fist up top lane the champion where he's actually been performing well. And they use all these different picks here to kind of have a good early game.